Sankalp. Hope you are doing well, and also like your work is also going in a good fashion as always.
Yes, it's going well.
Great,
All
great,
good
great.
here in Pune.
Great, excellent. So, Sankalp, just like coming to the point, okay. So, like we are looking towards you as a guest lecturer for our proposed startup, like Shashwat BFSI Tech Mandir, and as you have good knowledge of
Correct.
CRM, okay, and also related to Salesforce. So, what I thought that we will like take some little like overview of Salesforce from your end, from your like. Experience, so that our audience will get the important information. So let's start with the
Oh,
question and answers.
yep. And Kiran, good luck to your project. I mean, it's been exciting. I've been reading about it on our WhatsApp groups. So it's exciting that what you've come up with, whatever challenges you faced in your own life, in terms of, I believe this is like, whatever you're doing as a dream, it's going to be like a finishing school for uh, every student after the 12th standard, after engineering, or even after after commerce or arts, because, you are catering to a vast audience with varied subjects, not just in technology but also in domain knowledge in terms of finance, right? Like you have a lot of experience in banking and test management also, right? And I believe Shilpa Tai is also working for a tech company as a business analyst, so she brings around a good 12 14 years of experience from her, so that's nice. And I believe your father was a teacher, if I'm not wrong, right? And he's been awarded as a teacher. I recollect you mentioned that once to me.
Correct. Yes. Your
Right. So
analysis
so
and
that's
your
nice.
memory is quite sharp. So whatever things you mentioned, yes, these are all correct. So good. So like
Okay, that's
we are
that's
able to,
fantastic.
yes, we are able to recollect the things. Okay. So Sankar, we will start with the
Yeah.
first question. So what is
Yeah.
exactly the Salesforce? So can you please explain it in detail?
Yes. So Salesforce is nothing but a CRM application, right? So right now it's expanding into different domains. They've covered quite a lot, but it's a cloud-based CRM application, the number one CRM in the world. In fact, I was reading recently, and the Fortune 100 companies, all of the top Fortune 100 companies, uh, are working on Salesforce, or rather have all of their customer database on top of Salesforce. So Salesforce or CRM is nothing but an application, a cloud-based application, which typically stores your data related to all your customers, right? Your data related to customers, their segmentations, right? What stages of life or what stages of sales they are going through. If there are certain products that you can sell to them or pitch to them, right? Or if there are any, if you have already sold certain products to your customers, right? Then are there any issues? Are they locking any cases or service requests, where they need a servicing of a product or some issue that they need to resolve, right? So Salesforce caters to a vast industry, right from manufacturing, to banking. You talk about insurance. You can talk about FMCG or consumer goods, right? Uh, all of these domains. And where I see, I think where I see a difference between an ERP application and a Salesforce or a CRM application, if we talk about, right? Because these are a few of the two confusing terms many a times. CRM is mostly before you sell your product, right? Before you sell your product to the customer, okay? Having that customer details and the product details within your CRM application. And after you sell your product to the customer, what are the issues the customer is facing, and how you can solve those issues, and what are the status of those issues, right, or cases, or if he has any queries, right? That entirely talks about the CRM. This is what the CRM is, and it's a little different from what ERP is. ERP is more about what. So if you talk about SAP HCM or something like that, they would have your employee related data, or you have your something like your payroll related data. If you talk about other modules of SAP, or other ERP applications, they talk about your manufacturing related data and all those things, right? So CRM application are different from ERP, stating that they take care of everything before sales and everything after sales, pre-sales and post-sales. That's how it is. Yeah.
Great. So nice explanation, actually, Sankalp. So thanks for the detailed explanation. So my next question is, what are the different products available in Salesforce?
So if you're looking at products in Salesforce, right? Products, I think Salesforce has been, extending their products, right? So the base products that they started off with Sales Cloud, and then you have the Service Cloud, which are like the primary two clouds of your Salesforce ecosystem, right? So like Sales Cloud is more about, pitching to the customers, taking them as leads, finalizing the deals, negotiating the deals with them. You convert it into an opportunity, have the quotes related to those opportunity, finalize a particular quote, convert that account into a actual customer, right? You have your account related data, contact related data, on your CRM, right? And Service Cloud is more about, if the product is already sold, right? If a person is having issues, say like, for an example, let's take a laptop manufacturing company, sells laptops, right? And then, if any laptop, people who purchase those laptops have some issues with the laptops, right? They can probably register a case or a query, with the laptop manufacturer, and that can happen in the Service Cloud of it. But how I see it today, it has gone beyond Sales and Service Cloud. Now you have an entire gamut, which is something called as Experience Cloud. It was earlier called as Community Cloud in Salesforce back in the classic days. But now when we talk, it's more of like, what companies have realized is, they want to kind of have interaction, right? They want to give space to their users to interact with internal employees as well as interact with their, with each other. So say suppose, you have a customer base, right? So you can provide login, to that customer base where they can check out, they can check out maybe, if they have any queries, right? They want to know, like, say, if it's a refrigerator, right? And they want to know, like, what is the best way you can operate the refrigerator, right? And some sort of questions, right? These sort of questions would be mentioned out on a community, right? Or on a public facing site. I wouldn't say community, because on a public facing site where your customers can go and read out for themselves as to what are the best practices, or maybe if they have any queries, they can just check out. Or maybe, your refrigerator is not working, it's in warranty. You can just go there on that, website, on that website portal, log in there, submit a request stating that so and so is the problem and so is the manufacturing date, or the ID of the refrigerator. I'm living in so and so area. I probably want a service technician to come and fix it, right? So, it's the CRM has grown beyond the sales and service cycles. It has grown beyond the base customer 360 that we are, we were looking back, maybe 4-5 years back, right? Now it's more about Community Cloud, and then there are a lot of different products that Salesforce has. So let me tell you, there is a product called as Marketing Cloud. There is a product called as Pardot, which is for B2B. Marketing Cloud is for B2B marketing, B2C marketing, right? And then there is Financial Services Cloud, and these are all the different products that Salesforce caters to, and they are just adding product here and there. I just recently heard that there is also a Manufacturing Cloud that is there. But yes, it's very vast. Yes, it's very vast.
Great. So nice explanation. So Sankalp, so coming to the last question of this session, okay. So what are the different clouds that are available on Salesforce?
So these are mentioned. I think these are all clouds itself. But if you're asking about what all are the future clouds, I think I believe Salesforce has been acquiring companies, and what they've been doing is they've been extending their platform basis that. So like the Marketing Cloud that I talked about is nothing but the company that Salesforce acquired called as Exact Target. Okay. And then they rebranded it as Salesforce Marketing Cloud. Okay. Then there is something called as Wave Analytics that they acquired, and which is nothing but your Einstein that kind of processes your data and kind of gives you various kind of dashboards, and they have something like that. And even there is something called as chatbots in Salesforce. They have something called as Einstein bots, which are kind of automated responsive bots that are there. And if there is no automated response for a particular query that is there, right, that particular chat with the customer can be routed to an internal employee, right? So those sort of things are also there. Again, I think they are coming up with various clouds. As I said, I recently heard they have a manufacturing cloud. They also have a financial service cloud, which talks about customer 360 of the financial customer, his assets, if he has some home, if he has some property that he's brought up, or he has some car that is there that can be put into asset, if he has some liabilities, certain loans with other banks, certain things, certain equity holdings that can be his assets, and then you have those entire journeys of your lead and opportunity cycles for your loans, right? Your personal loan, your car loan, your home loan, and then I think it's expanding. So various clouds, I would say there are a lot of clouds, right? But what I believe is where I see the first major cloud that anybody should focus on is your basic configurations about Salesforce, because Salesforce is in the cloud environment, and that's going to be very important, right? The next one is the Sales Cloud. The next one is the Service Cloud. Community Cloud has been growing in importance because the licenses of Community Cloud are cheaper, and I believe these days every company would like to engage their distribution partners, their customers, their resellers, through a channel. So Community Cloud is gaining importance these days. Then I would say extension to the Sales Cloud would be the CPQ, which is essentially nothing but configuring your product bundles, configuring your product rules or pricing rules. How do you configure your discount rules and all those things? Then as an extension to the Service Cloud, how I see it, I look at it as there is an extension to the Service Cloud as well. There is something called as field service that Salesforce caters to. So field service is nothing but you actually create a work order from your cases. There is actually scheduling and dispatching of those work orders, wherein an actually field technician, right? So if you register a case that your refrigerator is not working, right, your field technician would actually go out and visit that place, right? He might have certain equipment, right? Maybe a compressor or something that has gone bad, that he will pick up from his van, right? Van will be like a location within Salesforce. He picks up that compressor. Compressor will be like something like a product, right? And he puts that compressor, fixes it up, ensures that everything is closed and closes that work order, right? So I think how I look at extension, I would say extension of Sales Cloud would be CPQ, and Service Cloud will be field service, right? So that way. But I think overall, I think Salesforce is a lot of clouds. It can't be answered in a short video. Even I'm not aware of all the clouds that Salesforce has at this point of time.
Great. Excellent information you shared related to cloud, and that was expected. So Sankalp, so like coming out of like Salesforce, so about like Shashwat BFSI Tech Gnan Mandir, okay? So as you just like gone through that concept. So what do you think as a guest lecturer of this Gnan Mandir? So what you are looking towards this Gnan Mandir? How it will benefit to students and partners as well? What's your thought?
Yeah, exciting. I think, Kiran, this is an exciting initiative. I think you have gone this, you've gone through this yourself. You're coming from a small place, right? I mean, Ahmednagar is a big city now. Can't call it a small place now. But I think when you're growing up, I think that's what inspired you to kind of have a finishing school kind of a thing, right? To kind of people or students who have graduated from 12th standard, just completed their 12th standard or just done their graduations, in whatever stream they are, right? So I believe it's a very good vision that you have in mind, right? In today's world, I think education or colleges do not impart this knowledge which are typically required in a corporate environment, right? And I think you've been reaching out to folks from industry that to kind of come and kind of deliver lectures for you. That's great because these students are going to get good exposure towards what is going to be expected out of them once they join the corporate life. plus they're going to be ready in terms of certain specific technology domains or software development life cycle. If I talk about the engineers, right? And if you talk about people, from the commerce background or maybe, the arts background, they can also benefit from, the business analysis workshop that you intend to conduct. You yourself have a great expertise in testing, right? So I think it's great to be a part of this initiative, and it's a great concept that you have in mind. I have been following this through the WhatsApp group that I've been added to by you. So yes, I think it's exciting. Uh, Coming to the second part, about how do I look at myself contributing to this project. Uh, I think it could be in any capacity, right? So essentially, we can talk about business analysis, we can talk about project management, we can talk about CRM in general, we can talk about Salesforce specific, we can talk about automation testing. And I believe these aspects. Since a lot of industry professionals who are like you and me, right? They have probably covered the SDLC lifecycle, the application of the SDLC lifecycle in a lot of different companies, right? A lot of different companies. So yeah, so I think it's exciting, and I think I'm looking forward to contributing to this in that manner, in whichever way, maybe business analysis workshop or a BFSI domain workshop, because both of us come from a lot of background in BFSI and banking, right?
Correct.
Both of us come from that lending background and the collections background that we have. Just one thing. I mean, you got an investment background in your recent company. I couldn't do that, but I've been gathering some knowledge in the healthcare and life sciences field right now, right? How these things work. Especially, I'm presently working on the community cloud right now, and it's exciting.